Brawl Talk just dropped. We have a lot to talk about, starting with the 2 new brawlers coming to the game. Juju is a mythic brawler as well as the owner of the Oddity Shop, which I believe means that she is the start of a brand new trio in Star Park, which is pretty awesome. Now she's really into voodoo and she has created several of her own little pets that each have unique powers. Now Juju has a total of 6,000 HP, which is the same as Grom and Sprout, which is important to realize because they're all throwers, okay? She's not super tanky, she's also not super squishy. For her main attack, like I said, she's a thrower and she actually throws her little pets at enemies, and the attacks will do different things depending on which type of environment she's standing on when she throws them. She can switch between 3 different attack modes. Grass, if she's standing on grass when she attacks. Water, if she's standing on water when she attacks. And yes, this means she's the 3rd brawler to be able to walk on water. And then Earth is her 3rd and final phase, which honestly she's going to be using most of the time because that's when she's standing on anything other than grass and water. Now we have more to cover, but I want to give a huge thank you to Dragon City for sponsoring this video. Dragon City is a mobile game where you breed all kinds of different dragons, and then you get to train them up so that they can battle against other dragons and other dragon masters. Click the link below to download it now, or scan that QR code. With over 1,000 different dragons to collect, grouped into 5 different rarities, you will always find something new and exciting in Dragon City, since every single one of these dragons have unique abilities. You can build up your own city on your island so that you can farm food, collect money for your dragon's accessories, and tons of other things to help train and customize your dragons exactly the way that you want. Once you collect and train enough dragons, you can then start completing quests and destroying mythical creatures within the campaign. Now, Dragon City is constantly updating the game with special events, like the Wizard's Hollow, which gives you opportunities to earn insane amounts of rewards. There's also the Battle Arena, where you can fight other real players in competitive 3v3 matches. First, you start out by finding players around your own skill level, and then you can form an alliance to help each other unlock exclusive rewards. So click that link in the description below to download Dragon City and join the community of over 450 million players worldwide. And by downloading it using my link or my QR code, you're gonna get extra rewards, including 15,000 food, 30,000 gold, and the rare zombie flame dragon. Once again, huge thank you to Dragon City for sponsoring this video. Now, all 3 of the attack styles are basically the same attack, but they have different abilities. Grass increases the range of the attack and deals 1,600 damage. Water actually slows enemies down, but it actually deals about 20% less damage. And then Earth increases the damage a little over 20% to be 2,000 total damage per attack. Very cool brawler. Honestly, I have no idea how this is going to affect her attack. Is she really going to be swapping between different attack styles or anything like that? Or is it just going to be whatever she's standing on? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. For her super, she summons her friendly voodoo doll, Gree, onto the battlefield. Now, Gree chases the nearest enemy and throws darts at them, very similar to Mr. P's porters, only with way more health and way more damage. Gree has 7,200 total health, which is 1,400 less than Nita's bear. That's a lot, and it also deals 1,600 damage with each attack, which is twice the damage from a swipe from Nita's bear and is roughly 3 times the damage of Jesse's turret. That's wild. Now, Gree also spawns with a depleting shield every single time that it's summoned, and at least we saw that in Brawl Talk. I'm assuming that's just going to be Juju's star powers because it wasn't mentioned anywhere. Next up, we have Shade, is the newest epic brawler coming to the game. Not legendary, that's right. Epic. We love to hear it. Now, Shade is the 3rd and final member of the Ghost Train trio along with Gus and Chuck. It is literally a pile of clothes that just gained consciousness. We don't know exactly what happened. We just know that it's Star Park and weird things happen. Now, Shade is an assassin brawler with 7,000 total health, which is the same amount of HP as Chester. So it's a little bit on the tankier side. At least for an assassin is pretty good. Now, for its main attack, Shade swings its arms together in a fan shape, kind of similar to BB's main attack, except for that they meet in the middle, right? And if an enemy gets hit in the middle of the attack where Shade Shade's arms meet, then they will take double the damage since they get hit by each arm. Now, each arm deals 1,600 damage with one ammo, so that is a potential of 3,200 damage, which is as much as Dynamite's main attack. That is absolutely insane damage. And one thing that's actually really nice is that the damage numbers will turn orange with an exclamation mark if you hit an enemy with like at the sweet spot, which kind of reminds me of hitting like a crit in other games or something like that, which is actually pretty cool. Now, keep in mind though, if you pay attention to when the ammo bar disappears and when that damage actually lands, there seems to be quite a delay between Shade's attacks and when you actually aim it. So it's not going to be like a super quick firing like attack, which might be good because the damage is super high. Also, the attack can actually go through walls. So you're gonna have to keep your distance from it, just like you would have to stay away from a Jackie or an RT. Now, before I go into Shade's super, I should quickly mention that it is the 4th brawler in the game that can hover over water. So we're getting 2 brawlers in a row in this update. When it activates its super, Shade will also be able to travel through walls itself. There's seriously no place that this brawler cannot go, right? You can even peek through walls and then attack and then fall back so that the walls can actually block damage for you, which I think is going to be very cool. It's a very interesting brawler, very like using the walls to your advantage. Nobody can run through walls like Shade can. So it's gonna be really interesting. Now its super will also allow it to dash forward a short distance on top of turning Shade transparent. That way that you can see that it can actually travel through walls. I don't think it actually will go invisible. I think enemy brawlers will be able to see it. If they could go invisible, I'm fairly certain that they would have mentioned something, right? However, it does look like Shade does get a speed boost while traveling through walls, though I think that it's a safe bet to assume that that is probably Shade's first star power. We didn't see Shade dash into any enemies or anything like that with its super, so we don't know if it will deal damage or knock brawlers back or anything like that, but it's going to be very interesting. Shade has a very short range, but it does have what I'm assuming is the supercharge ring around it, very similar to Buzz and Cordelius and Lily, which will allow it to charge its super just by being near enemies. Clearly, there's a lot more we need to learn about Shade, so I will be covering all of those details in a future video. We got 6 new hypercharges coming to the game. The question is, which 6 brawlers are going to break the game until they get balanced? 8-Bit's hypercharge makes his turret automatically shoot laser projectiles to anyone who gets too close, and it does 230 damage every single time. For reference, that's a little less than half of Jessie's damage from her turret. So that's actually really insane if you think about it. It's like 2 supers in one. Just crazy. Otis's hypercharge makes his super stun enemies on top of silencing them, which, depending on how long the stun lasts for, it may as well just be called a stun and not a silence anymore, right? Like, that's what is... Anyway, whatever. Ruff's hypercharge makes him deal more damage with his super to enemies, but the really interesting part here is that if a brawler with a hypercharge picks up the power-up, then it will fully charge their hypercharge as well, which is wild. Will it also charge up their super, or does it just charge the hypercharge? How does that work? I don't know. Probably just the hypercharge. Yeah, that's probably what happens. But like, if it's the super, could he drop the power up and then pick up his own hypercharge drop and then charge his super and drop another one to charge up the hypercharge of another teammate? I don't know. This is crazy. I'm thinking a little bit too much here, but that is crazy. Daryl's hypercharge makes him fire bullets around him in a circle while using his super. It seems kind of like a shorter range version of his recoiling rotator gadget. I don't know that it's going to recharge his super very much, but it could deal some damage, which is good. Penny's hypercharge makes her cannon fire 2 shots at once. This is going to make it a little bit more difficult to dodge her turret. Also, if you miss the math, that's twice the damage if you get hit by 2 of them, which is pretty crazy. This could also be really strong against a high safe if left alone. Stu's hypercharge allows him to infinitely use his super until his hypercharge runs out. This is going to be just broken in Brawl Ball, just mark my words. By the looks of it, he's going to be able to super kick the ball way up the map, then super up to it over and over again, faster than a Mortis can dash, and probably super it up again into the goal before the time is up, right? It's a very scary situation you have to watch out for. Now let's talk about the upcoming Angels versus Demons event that is not permanent, which I think I need to make a video about these temporary events and stuff. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Seems like people are really discussing this as a hot topic, so let me know if you'd like me to mention my thoughts, or comment or like a comment of somebody who has posted that before, so I see how popular it is. Anyway, every day during the event, you will either be assigned to be an angel or a demon. Though there's also going to be some days where you will be able to have free will and make your own choice, which is good because there are going to be angelic and demonic star drops associated with the side that you will be on. And from the sounds of it, they will have some pretty unique drops that are unique to their side. I think it's just going to be, I don't know. I think it's just going to be skins. Maybe it's going to be more. I don't know. I'll have to let you guys know in a future video. But the point is, there may be some things that can only be obtained from angelic drops and some different things that can only be obtained from demonic drops. We don't know any of the specific drop rates just yet, but I'll do my best to cover them in a future sneak peek. What is important here is that there are specific buffs that are tied to whichever side you are on for the day. These angelic and demonic abilities are dropped from angelic and demonic drops. If you're an angel for the day, you can only get the angelic buffs, and you can only use those angelic buffs. And if you are a demon for the day, you can only use the demonic buffs for the day and only unlock demonic buffs for that day, I think. Once again, more details later on. What I find really interesting is that these buffs work very different than the SpongeBob modifiers, okay? The SpongeBob modifiers were tied to specific classes. So assassins had one buff and then tanks had a different buff. From the looks of it, you're gonna be able to choose which ability to use, and that ability will work on all of your brawlers rather than being tied to specific classes. Now, additionally, the buffs get stronger if you have other angels on your team when you're an angel, or vice versa. The buffs will get stronger for other demons if you have more demons on your team if you were playing as a demon. So choosing the right buffs and playing with the right teammates could really make for some interesting combos that are very strong. Let's cover the angelic abilities first. Seraphim will spawn an angelic ally whenever a teammate is defeated, which will heal you and your team. Honestly, it looks like Terra's healing shade, but the spawn is stronger if the teammate was an angel. Now for rebirth, instead of being defeated, you knock enemies back and become immune from damage for a short period of time, though you're still going to want to run away because it doesn't take much to die with only 1 HP. Also, this one can only activate once per match. Now for demonic abilities, these ones are cool. For Siphon, damaging enemies will create energy that heals you and your demon teammates. And this is wild if you have 2 other demon teammates on your team. The healing is going to be crazy. Now for conjuring chaos, you summon imps when you defeat an enemy, and the imp will chase down enemies and attack them, and you summon more imps for every demon teammate that you have. Once again, we did not get to see all these abilities in action, and we don't even know what all of them are from Brawl Talk, but I will be covering them in an update sneak peek video, so make sure you turn on that subscribe button, that notification bell, hit the, oh my gosh, I'm doing the YouTuber thing, but I'm doing it wrong. You guys know what to do because there's a lot more coming in this update. Spirit Wars is a new game mode coming to the game. I say new because Spirit Wars is the spiritual successor to Siege, which I love. And even if everyone hates the game mode, I'm going to play the heck out of the game mode because heck is where demons come from and heckin' is where angels come from. The point is Siege is back, but instead of picking bolts, you're now gonna be picking up amulets. And instead of just one giant boss spawning by the team that picked up the most, both of the teams will spawn spirits depending on how many amulets they pick up. Then both swarms will rush to the enemy turret at the same time. It looked like the spirits attacked each other, and so maybe whichever team has the most spirits will be able to do an attack, or maybe they pass through each other. I'm not 100% sure, but the point is here, the spirits will grow stronger each time they are summoned, and so that way there's actually like some good turnaround mechanics, and you actually have a chance and a reason to continue playing even if the enemy team is slaughtered you the first 2 rounds. I'm really excited to try this out and see how it feels compared to Siege because I love Siege. I genuinely do. I know the people hate it, or it wasn't very popular, but I'm really excited. It sounds like a lot of fun, and it seems like they made some good changes to it that should improve the game mode overall. Now, Spirit Wars will actually always have the Angels and Demon modifier on it, and the same modifiers will be active in some of the other game modes throughout the event as well. Very similar to the SpongeBob event. Contests are a new feature coming to the game. It looks like it's just gonna be for the Angels and Demons season, but it may actually be something that they use over again. I don't know. The point is, every 3 days, you will be given a set of tickets to use in certain game modes. This is sounding very similar, not to Power League, but very similar to Power Play, which came before Power League. And this is interesting. Anyway, if you know what Power Play is, you're a real OG to Brawl Stars. The example that they actually showed was in Trio Showdown, and from the sounds of it, the point is to climb the leaderboards so that you can earn bonus Angelic and Demonic Star Drops. For each contest, you can only use 10 tickets for those 3 days. And from the sounds of it, it's gonna be very similar to like Mega Pig, where the goal is to get as many wins as possible, and there will be leaderboards. And I don't know what to think of this. This could be very interesting. You're gonna want more details in a future video, okay? New skins. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think it was Marzio that said that these were some of the coolest skins coming to the game. They are some of the coolest skins coming to the game. And unfortunately, I think that their cost is going to reflect that. I say unfortunate because my wallet's gonna hurt. Now we'll talk about the skins that we know the actual cost for, which is not very many, but then we will reveal their actual rarities and costs in a future update sneak peek. Angel, Larry, and Laurie are the Brawl Pass skin for the first season, the one in November, and they have 2 additional color variations as well for those who buy the Brawl Pass Plus. Plus, you get a bonus if you buy the Brawl Pass Plus using code Kairos. My appreciation. That's the bonus. Sometimes it's nice to just be appreciated, right? Demon Mortis is going to be a hypercharged skin that will be available from Demonic Starr Drops. There's also a Devilish Mortis color variation as well as Lambent Mortis, which is, I mean, that's a really cool skin. And what's really cool about hypercharged skins is they are changing it so that after you get the hypercharge once, the hypercharge will stay in its hypercharged form until you die. So you get to show it off for longer. And that's important because Dark Angel Edgar is also going to be a hypercharged skin available from Angelic Starr Drops. There's also going to be Lightbearer Edgar and Nightbringer Edgar skin color variations, which is super cool. I mean, holy heck, right? I need these skins. They're so cool. Honestly, even on my free-to-play account where I really don't care about skins, I want these skins and I want them bad. I really want them. Now, also, I think that the demonic skins are going to be available in demonic drops, including Demon Otis, Demon Willow, and there's also Demon M's. There's also Impy Colette, which may be in demonic drops. I believe that it will be. It's a color variation of Trixie Colette was already in the game. Then I also think you'll be able to get these angelic skins from Angelic Drops, including Angel Max, which I will actually be doing a giveaway for on my Discord server, so click the link below. There's also Angel Lily and then Angel Jean. Somebody in the comment section is going to say, biblically accurate Jean is coming to the game. I also saw somebody say, hey look, Brawl Stars is doing a collab with the Bible, which gave me a good chuckle. There's also going to be Light Angel Colt for those who missed on the Dark Angel Colt skin. This is really cool. Now, important thing to notice is that even if these skins are only available in demonic and angelic drops during the season, they will be available for purchase at some point after the event is over. Now, for the December season, we're going back to StarToon Studios with some more of the Toontown skins. Bazaar Maisie is the Brawl Pass skin and comes with 2 color variations for the Brawl Pass Plus owners. I mean, I can almost guarantee you this is inspired from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Rude Lou is clearly inspired from South Park, which is hilarious. Paper Cordelius looks to be inspired from Paper Mario. Be Less Ash, I think, is inspired by Adventure Time. BMO, right? And then there's Sugar Plum Rosa, which I actually don't know the reference for this, so let me know what you guys think. Then we have Rusty Otis, which very much looks like it's going to be a 29 gem skin, as well as High Flyer Lola, Sous Chef Ruffs, and Cinema Shade, and then of course Unlucky Juju. All seem to be 29 gem skins to me. Now, additionally, there are some pretty big changes to the trophy season reset coming. I actually made a full video breaking the changes right here. Make sure you check it out. Thanks so much for watching this video, and a huge thank you once again to Dragon City for sponsoring this video. Make sure you click the link in the description below to download it now. Or of course, you can scan this QR code as well.